news from Goa now, and even as the tiny state witnessed the Save Mollem protest against the proposed widening of a road and railway lines through forest areas in South Goa, fresh protests have now erupted, and this time against the proposed Indian Institute of Technology campus and IIT Goa. Locals and the police clashed over land acquisition for the proposed 10 lakh square meter campus taking place in villages 50 kilometers southeast of Panaji. In a viral video tweeted by a Goa opposition leader, an old woman during the protest can be seen being dragged away, and that has led to fresh outrage. The villagers claim the land is being acquired unfairly and are blocking attempts at land demarcations by the government. Well, to talk more about these protests and what the situation is now, we're joined by Shubham Shivolkar, one of the activists there. Shubham, if you can tell us, the Goa Chief Minister, however, has said that they will look into these issues that have been raised by the villagers, but this land acquisition for Goa IIT will go ahead.
See, first and foremost, that's like totally wrong news which Goa government have been spreading, that it's a government land. It's been under the people's possession for past several years. And before the liberation of Goa, before independence of India, people have been living over here. These are not some roamers who have come over here. So now what they have done is like they have spreaded around 3,000 to 4,000 of police deployed to 3,000 to 4,000 of police force over here to attack the villages.
Yes, go ahead.
So for now, today what we have come to know that more stringent they will be attacking even with the bullets. That's what I have got. Just now I have got a news.
All right, that's something that you're claiming, but currently what attempts are being made to talk to the villagers, and would the villagers be satisfied if proper compensation is given?
No, not at all. From independence, from liberation till now, we have been asking for our land rights. That is like the land which we are bearing, to bring it in our possession, bring it in our name. But that is not been given. So we are totally against the project which have been proposed over here.
Right. We're also joined by Pramod Acharya, editor, Prudent Media, Goa. Pramod Acharya, tell us, what we believe is that the Goa government has seen two other sites, but those were in forested areas, and finally they zeroed in on this particular site for the IIT Goa project. But villagers, as we just heard, and many of the activists saying that this land is something that belonged to these villagers, and the Chief Minister, however, is claiming that they will, talk to the villagers and work it out, but they will continue with this project here.
Yeah, as Shubham also explained very nicely, it is basically a land rights issue. Government is claiming that the land belongs to the government, whereas villagers are claiming that they have documents, necessary documents prove that they have a cultivation and they have land rights over this matter. However, I think the situation has gone out of hand primarily because when villagers raise these concerns, there should have been a response from the government and very quick resolution of the issue. Even when the administration started responding to the demands of the villagers, it was already too late. And now it has gone out of hand. There is a huge police force deployed in the village, and the entire village. I may note here that from last 6 months, including during rainy season, heavy rainfall, monsoon, they are coming at a spot. All the ladies in the villages are sitting at one spot, and every day they are telling the government that we do not want this project in our village. I think that is very notable that for 6 months, hundreds of ladies in the village are coming at one designated spot, sitting there every day consistently and telling the government that we do not want this project. And suddenly, when this is going on, government decided to go ahead with demarcation of land, and then the tussle started and things started going out of hand. I think initially, when villagers raised these concerns, they should have been addressed in a much more quicker as well as humane manner. And now the situation is such that it has completely gone out of hand. Government has taken one very firm position and villagers are sticking to their own position.
All right, that explained it very well. In Shubham, so now with the government, are they now reaching out? Can there be any possibility of some sort of talks and, the concerns that the villagers have be looked into by the government?
Nothing.
See, Gandhi, what happened?
Sorry, first Shubham and then I'll come to you, Pramod.
See, for now, government is like just playing a hide and seek sort of game. what they are doing is like, if we are protesting from one side, we are stopping from one side, they are reaching from the another side, because any land got their own way. There are multiple ways, so they are trying to reach out from the other way in the robbery kind of manner. So now government, instead of speaking with us, coming to us, Chief Minister coming to us, they are actually trying to threaten us, saying like, we'll do anyhow by hook or crook.
In fact, we did try to get someone from the government to join. Yes, Shubham, you were adding something? Sorry, Pramod, you were adding something?
No, my basic point was government should also understand that when a village, an entire village community unites against an issue, it is very difficult to deal with the village community with force or with the brute force of a police force. Because as long as the village is united, it is only going to resort to more violence, and that cannot be the right approach in this manner. First, government was late in reacting. Now government has taken a very rigid stand that if you want to come for discussion, not having a project is out of question, you come with other demands. So I think this late response to the agitation and now taking such a very firm, rabid stand, I think these are the two complicated issues. And Gagi, as I mentioned, when a village unites, an entire village community unites against something, it is very difficult to break that village by using such brute force. I think that is a fundamental point here. There needs to be a more humane approach, there needs to be more consultations, and there needs to be more political intervention.
All right, and the government did have a window when they could have reached out and, actually spoken and taken the villagers, the issues that they had and concerns that they had into mind. Though now the government has said they're determined to have the IIT project at this site. Thank you both for joining us and talking about this issue.
I would like to add more things if you give me a little bit of time.
Well, we're completely out of time. Quickly, just one last point if you want to add.
Yeah. See, when we now say like we are for the environment, this area is nominated under the Western Ghats eco-sensitive area and bounded by 3 wildlife sanctuaries, that is Bondla, Madhai and Mahavir. Even that thing we need to take in consideration. If it is under ESA, then more than 20,000 square meter construction.
All right, that's an important point that you raised as well, the environmental concerns. Well, we're completely out of time. Exactly. Thank you both for joining us on the show today. Well, time for us to slip into a short break. More updates on the other side.